Back to something you wrote recently, I think your most recent piece in Ami magazine, and we had started talking about fake news jokingly at the beginning of this discussion.
Right.
You had an article called News Fakers regarding Time magazine and the president, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was probably 2 weeks ago already. Basically, Time had this problem where they were saying that there were a few covers of Time magazine with Trump's picture on the cover that were inauthentic. Mm-hmm. And they were magazines that were appearing on people's wall, like people were framing it, and some, it seemed some Trump golf courses had hung them up or were giving out commemorative covers or whatever it was. And they were showing people how to spot a fake Time magazine cover. Part of what was so interesting about the story was that from both angles. One angle was the fact that Time actually has to tell the readers how to spot a fake cover, so that they shouldn't, God forbid, be fooled. But they also went on to say that Trump had only been featured on the cover once before he announced his candidacy, and since then he's been featured, I think, 13 or 14 times. So from Time magazine's perspective, it's like you featured the guy 14 times. It's not like they're taking, and you know, I mean, they only featured Adolf Hitler's Man of the Year once, but it's not like they're taking somebody that was never on the cover. I don't know, maybe Justin Bieber or someone. I'm sure he was, but let's say he hadn't been, and people put it on, everyone thinks it's real. That's one thing. But someone who's been on your cover 14 times, that you wrote about that in your own article. Why would you be so touchy about the fact that there's a fake cover about it? That's a question on Time. Another question on the Trump people. You have 14 professional covers to choose from. Can't you just find one of them?
Right. At this point,
and if you can find one of them, can you at least tell the Time photographer what you want them to do next time? I mean, can you try to work it out together? Like, what is it that they got it wrong 14 consecutive times and you never said anything, but instead you just went to Photoshop and just put out a cheap copy that Time tells you in 16 different ways how to spot? So I thought it was just a really strange story. There are a few other aspects of the story that I don't remember all the details offhand, so I'm not gonna elaborate further. But I thought it was a really funny story.